hate when I hear women say, oh, the easiest thing to do is get a man. I understand what y'all are saying, but I feel like without understanding, that gives people, especially young women, a false understanding of what you mean. So, of course, it's easier to get any type of man.
Damn.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back, Motivation Nation. It's your host, Aaron Gordon. Look, we're going to jump right into this. This lady is explaining to us why it's difficult to find a man. All right, let's jump right off into it.
The hardest thing to do is to get a man. I hate when I hear women say, oh, the easiest thing to do is get a man. I understand what y'all are saying, but I feel like without understanding, that gives people, especially young women, a false understanding of what you mean. So, of course, it's easier to get any type of man. A man that's going to use you, abuse you, fuck you, give you some dick, throw you to the side, of course. Even a bum that's going to stay with you, eat up all your food, spend up all your money, give you a headache. Of course, of course, of course. But to get a good man, a man that's actually gonna love you, cherish you, treat you right, that's probably the hardest thing in the world to do. I think it would be easier for me to learn quantum physics. I think it would be easier for me to get a doctorate's degree. You know what I'm saying? To do open heart surgery than it would be to get a good man. Like genuinely, at this point, I think it's easier for a man to have sex than it is for a woman to find a man that's gonna love her, treat her right, do good by her. Good men.
Okay, hold on. Let me pause. Okay, so to find a good man. Okay, so let's make some let's unpack this. Let's make some quantum. She said learning quantum physics would be easier than than finding a good man. Well, I'll say this about that, right? Because there are a lot of good men out here that are having trouble finding good women, and I think some of the reasoning behind the difficulty in finding um, the person that you're looking for that's compatible is because a lot of times people aren't defining exactly what it is that they're looking for in an individual, right? And so you have to know what direction that you're going in. And a lot of times people are just going in whatever direction that they want, and they kind of go with the wind. In order to find what you're looking for, you have to have a direct path of where you're trying to go, and you finding someone on that same path. And I will say that there has been a degradation in society with a lot of the wants of a lot of the youth now. And I know that's playing a major part. But I think if you kind of make more of a definition of what it is that you want out of life, right? Because not just necessarily a relationship, but life, you can start to find people that's going on that same journey. But let me let her go on. I had to interject at that point.
Are really a dime a fucking dozen. And when you find a good man, a man that you think, wow, like that's such a morally upright man. Look at him. He's dedicated. He's disciplined. He's motivated. He's living a good life. That man probably got a girlfriend. You're going to be sick to your stomach. You're going to find out that the one man who meets all of your motherfucking requirements, who really just is that man, he's probably taken. And of course he's taken because we live in a system, we live in a cesspool, right? When it comes to with dating a man, it's actually so easy for a man to find a good woman. It's really not too many men out here who are just with a woman who a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
I gotta stop her right there. Listen, there's just as many bad women as there are, as you're saying, as bad men, especially now with the way that society has taken a turn where people are looking for opportunists for the most part, right? So it also has to boil down to what you're looking for and what your goals are. But let me let her finish, and then I'll get my closing remarks on all this.
No woman is perfect. I'm not saying that. But a lot of these women aren't moving with just evil intentions. They're not really just out here trying to do a man down bad. A lot of these men out here are really trying to do women down bad. They just there to use and abuse. So stop telling women that it's so easy. It's easy to get a man, baby. You want to leave with all your brain cells, all your hair follicles, the same weight that you came in? It's not easy to get a man. No, it's not. Very hard indeed.
Yeah, I mean, quantity is there, but quality is not necessarily there. Yeah, anybody can get a man, anybody can get a woman, any two people can have sex. Yeah, because that doesn't really require commitment. But being in a relationship requires commitment. So that's the next step. And that's a lot harder than just meeting someone and having a sexual relationship with them. Right. So, yes, from that standpoint, you're absolutely right. But there are a lot of men and women out here that are just absolutely evil people, right? And so when you're on your journey, this is very, very important, right? Especially when you're looking for someone, you have to write down what it is that you want in a individual, your non-negotiables, and the things that, hey, you can waver on, and you have to stick to that list like the Bible. You don't waver from those things. A lot of times people end up getting in a relationship with someone that they already know ahead of time. They're not gonna be compatible with because they're not on the same wavelength. If you stick to your guidelines and make your guidelines realistic, make your expectations of an individual realistic, have realistic principles and morals and goals that you want this person to have. Not all of this, he needs to make $100,000 a month. Take all that off the table. Even take the financial side pretty much off the table, and write down what core ingredients and morals that you are looking for in the opposite sex. Start there. This is what I have to have, God. This is what I must have, God. This is what I need you to help me find. That's how you get started with that. This is what I must have. This would be great. But I don't waver on this. This is the path that I'm following. This is the direction that I'm going. And you're only looking for people on that path and in that direction. Anything on the other side over there, even if it looks great, that's not where we're going. We're going east. They're going west. I can't do anything with the westbound. Okay. So you have to be that diligent about it. And I can guarantee you, you will find someone on that same wavelength with you that is compatible with what it is that you're trying to do. What happens is a lot of times, and I'm getting long winded, but I'm just trying to, trying to, trying to do a little bit of teaching right here, right? I'm teaching, not preaching. A lot of times you get frustrated, you get lonely, and you know what it is that you want, but that loneliness, that frustration, you coming home to that, to that empty apartment, to that empty house, the walls start closing in on you. So then you start to accept things that you wouldn't normally accept. Or you start not normally accept, you start to accept things that you know you shouldn't accept. You start doing things that you know you shouldn't be doing. You start talking to people that you shouldn't be talking to. You start scrolling through that phone, looking at your past that you know you have no business calling this person, but you calling them because that loneliness sets in. And that loneliness starts to set in, and that's what'll get you every time. You have to stay diligent. When that loneliness kicks in, you have to find something to occupy your time or your mind to keep you on schedule. Because a lot of times, too, you spend time with the wrong person, you can end up missing the right person. It's like being on a bus. If you're riding a bus going in the wrong direction, how are you ever going to catch the bus going in the right direction? And as long as you're on that bus in the wrong direction, you can never catch the right bus. So, anyway, look, I don't want to be too much longer on this, but I could go on all day talking about this, but we'll do that for a different video, or we'll do that in a live. But anyway, I'm gonna stop it right here. I want you guys to jump down in the comments and let me know what you guys think about what it is that she said. And I will agree that, it is difficult to find someone that is on your wavelength, but it's not impossible. And it's more people out there that are on the wavelength that you're on more than you probably think that it is, but you just have to stay diligent. That would be my advice, and just keep your head up and stay positive about it. But let me know what you think about what it is that she said. Let me know what you guys' 2 cents is. I need y'all to get in the comments and weigh in on this. But that's it for this video. See you guys on the next one. Out.